Let me introduce you to the Invincible universe's version of Blue Beetle. You don't believe me? There was this alien race. You know the Invincible universe is a big universe, so there's other species other than Earthlings. This race so happened to have a living suit that can suit up like this. Of course, they was in war. Stuff went sideways, and just a normal old teenage boy just doing his own thing normally. This alien race had a crash landing. He saw it. This alien race was adamant about their gear not getting into the enemy hands. The alien transferred this gear to him. This living armor now his is symbiotic. Because this race is actually pathetically weak, and this armor on a human actually makes the armor way scarier. Yeah, it's odd that the human species for once is stronger than an alien race for once, right, in fiction. Isn't this different? Like, a human's vastly stronger than these beings' muscles because their exercise equipment, he accidentally breaks, and he's just a teenage boy. Imagine a grown man. This race was outclassed by humans because of that, but they eventually got past this weakness and got an upgrade. But don't get it twisted. Zack has also improved as time went by. His gear, him in general, his power has improved as time went by. That's why you might notice his look change. I haven't even really brought up Viltrumite comparisons yet in this video, but I will in a bit. But it's literally stated here that he's nowhere near as strong as like higher end Viltrumites here, but yet via power progression and upgrades, he does get to the point where he can hang with Viltrumite. He's even got a different look. Yeah, this is how the increases look. This is why when I'm going over the feats, you're going to see it vastly change. Absurd power progression. Like, this is like a full-blown fusion type thing, metamorphosis type thing. Like, you know ish gets real when they start talking in riddles, saying you are no longer Zack Thompson anymore. It's time to become something better. I'm preparing you for tomorrow. Like, you know ish is getting real when they say stuff like that in comments. Getting his mind evolve. There's no Earthman, there's no alien, no tech jacket, no Zack. Get ready for the next stage. This suit gives him amazing physical strength, lifting stuff up with laughable ease with a finger and crap. He's strong enough to rip metal or wires. It's proven he can lift a couple or even more tons, lifting all of this off of this lady. Huge monsters he can push over. Straight up narrated he can lift a few several hundred tons. This is more proven when you see him lift up large boats like this. It's clear as day. He can accidentally crush trees. I'm about 100% certain he can lift over hundreds of thousands of tons, lifting buildings. He straight up says he can fly with his gear. He hasn't run across anything he couldn't lift, including these huge ships, spaceships. These spaceships, we've seen him move ram into other large ships. And just to give you a visual size comparison on the stuff he's casually moving, like this crap is big, like building size stuff he's just casually moving. I would say this is nowhere near a character's limit when you can throw ships, toss them all the way in the sun. So it shows it's nowhere near his limit if he can toss stuff this heavy this far with this much mass. This was like team effort. You see him work together with other Viltrumite tier beings to help literally throw building size structures together, y'all. If I'm being honest, I think saying he can only lift 100,000 tons is kind of disrespectful. If he can just toss this weight around like nothing. And that's before he got an upgrade where he's 10 times stronger. So if he can lift buildings like that, imagine that power multiplied by 10. Look, there's certain characters that have given him the hands or beat him down pretty bad, but hey, even when he's ridiculously injured, I would say it's impressive. The suit's strength in general has the strength to catch this guy's muscle. We're talking about a guy that can literally lift all of it, like a whole town, like basically can lift mountains. This is who Tech Jacket had to catch the punch from. Beings like this. This could imply, even if you don't want to assume he can lift as much as him, if we assume like 1% or something, that would still be millions or even possibly billions of tons for Tech Jacket. He's clashing with beings that can literally lift up towns, caught their punches. There's a good argument to be made. He can also lift mountains too. It would make sense. Even if he's outclassed, it would still make sense for him to be able to do this still, being able to lift billions of tons. It would kind of make sense for him to be able to hit ridiculously hard if you got this kind of super strength, right? Could you imagine giving a character all this lifting strength, but they can only punch with 10 tons of force, even though he can lift billions of tons? Like, imagine giving a character that much strength, they can't use it in combat. He can hit it hard because of his super strength. I mean, he survived a nuclear bomb while injured, but since he was already injured, of course, this did knock him out in this particular situation, but it was context though. At full power, he more than likely would have just ate it. If he can survive a shockwave from a planet exploding, I'm pretty sure at full power, he can withstand a nuke. I mean, he kind of has a different mode where he can kind of go into tank mode and take more. So yeah, he should be able to take more. But if you somehow don't believe he has weight behind his hit just because he can lift a lot of heavy stuff, he does get so strong eventually in the future to where he can hold off 2 hybrid Viltrumites at once. So you know his muscle's absurd. We've seen him punching cave heads in, strike, heads off, split beings in half with his punches, breaking aliens' teeth, things that are decently large. Size doesn't seem to be the issue punching it. even when out of his element, underwater, he can still hit this hard. And then if we add on to the fact that he can fly and just ram into you based on velocity, he can hit hard because of this too, throw stuff and blow up ships with just throwing power. Oh, and all this hitting power, all this raw power he got, I would say this goes for his blast power too. I would say his blasts have way more raw pressure than the actual nuke. I would say his blast probably feel like a concentrated nuke piercing your body or some crap. Look at his blast power. We've seen him blast through walls, blast busting monsters. The same beings he can punch through, he can blast through them. He can blast away entire buildings or whole bases. So when I say his blasts are just like how he can hit, I mean it. I mean, the reason why I think he's way mightier than any nuke, especially when you look at his battlefield, it's when you look at this overpowered race of Viltrumites we've seen him get in entanglements with. Not saying he's equal or above the highest level Viltrumites, but just being anywhere in the league of any of the Viltrumites is absurd, considering their whole race is absurdly powerful. Hey, look, I know this was an alternate reality out of Eve, but hey, discount, breaking out of her construct. This Viltrumite right here, for example, his blast is able to sting. I mean, look, we've seen him blast this Rognar here. These things are no freaking joke, and they can bite chunks into Viltrumite, y'all. It's time, y'all. You guys know Viltrumite's bodies can withstand ramming into planets so hard to where, you know, working together, like 4 or 3 Viltrumites working together can shatter a planet. Their body can withstand the impact needed to shatter a planet by ramming into it at a crazy speed. This is how durable Viltrumites are. They can ram into a planet this hard and not bleed after hitting the planet this hard. You're probably thinking, what the heck does this have to do with Tech Jacket? Well, this has a lot to do with Tech Jacket, considering, like, okay, Invincible has alternate reality variants, obviously, right? These variants are not weak. These variants can make the main Invincible bleed with the weight of their hits. So that's why I'm showing you this, because the main continuity Invincible is the one that helped destroy the planet in the first place. Like, sure, this is a different alternate reality Invincible. He got hit by him, but the weight of his hits, Tech Jacket's hits, can damage these versions of the Invincible character who still have an absurd amount of super strength. The weight of his hits can still damage these kind of beings that can, their bodies can withstand planet shattering type stuff. You see what I mean? Oh yeah, it's the same with his blast too. He can damage Invincible to your characters, beings that can ram into planets without bleeding, but yet he can make them bleed. Might I add, he can kind of fry his face too. All these occasions of battling Viltrumites, that he's in the neighborhood of blast power with beings that can destroy planets. Even if you don't want to say he can destroy a planet the size of Earth, destroying something the size of Moon shouldn't even be a question considering the size difference. Not to mention planet Viltrum is implied to be even bigger than our planet anyway, because of the gravity, you know. Now, if he disables fail safes, he can really go to another level of power to where he can just straight up murk Invincible to your being. Vaporize them, but this is like a suicide bomb type of thing. It's not something he can spam, but this level of power, even though it drained him completely, should prove he can definitely destroy a planet if he can vaporize Invincible to your characters. Even though those wasn't the strongest versions of Invincible, and they're probably nowhere near as strong as the main continuity Invincible, they're still freaking strong enough to make the main Invincible bleed, I would say. And he was able to vaporize one. You see what I mean? So technically, if we was to get rid of one of these people and have Tech Jacket do it with his blast, he would be able to help destroy the planet too if he had to. If that makes sense, right? Tech Jacket having a blast power to destroy the Earth makes a lot of sense, you know, based on the tier he's in. Before his 10 times power upgrade, his blast power was able to sting Viltrumite higher end. So what do you think he can do to Viltrumites after his 10 times power increase? 10 times power boost, 1,000%, yeah. Weaponry, 1,000%, when the original was 100%. I mean, he was so powerful. They was contemplating if he even had limits at this point. I mean, he's gotten so strong to the point where he doesn't even need to do the self-destruct thing anymore. He can just blast holes in Viltrumites with his blast power without even self-destructing and hold off multiple Viltrumites. I mean, hey, it's even narrated by the writers themselves that a completed Tech Jacket is one of the most powerful weapons in the universe. They even dub it, with infinite power comes infinite responsibility. Keep in mind that weapons like this from Space Racer exist that can blast through Viltrumites. And this blast is the reason why they was able to help the other characters destroy a planet too. This blast is the reason why it helped destabilize the core of Viltrum, why Mark and the other Viltrumites was able to hit hard enough to ram into the planet to destroy it. They said Tech Jacket's complete is one of the most powerful weapons in the universe. Just keep in mind, there's other weapons in this Invincible universe that can actually blow up stars themselves, things way bigger than planets. So that's something you got to put in consideration. You could say he might be able to destroy planets even larger than Earth. It's crazy that he's able to survive hits from Viltrumites like this. This being Anissa isn't the strongest Viltrumite, but she's still strong enough to make the strongest Viltrumites like Thrag bleed. Even though she's not stronger than Thrag, of course, but that lets you know how higher end she is. This suit is able to withstand all this. Oh, and this piece of gear is quick, being able to react to bullets. Can speed blitz you before you have time to draw your gun. This armor can shield him from the vacuum of space. An explosion happened. The suit was able to transform faster than the explosion could do anything to him. You could say protecting him. But there's implications it could be faster than light based on it being able to react to these lasers. I mean, he's able to react to Viltrumites that are blitzing towards him, so light speed, reflexes, or just combat speed is kind of a given. You could say this should apply for his straight line speed too. I mean, he can keep up with Viltrumites in space, like when they're flying in raw speed. And that's before everything about him became a 10 times boost. So if he can keep up with the Viltrumites before the 10 times power increase, everything increased, even his speed, he's quite a bit above light if he wanted to fly ridiculously fast in the vacuum of space. But yeah, shape-shifting his arms into bigger fists, making his arms into chainsaws or drills. If you're a passenger, he can give you a seatbelt, can project electricity, alternate reality versions of himself that should apply to him. We can make surgical equipment, or a blowtorch should apply to him. Plenty of defense, you already know. He can create blades. Like, look at this, formed into a dome. Like, look at that. Can turn into landing gear to help the ship slow down and land properly. I'm a big fan of characters that can stretch and enlarge their fists and stuff, or turn their arms into battering rams. Can make tendrils. His whole body is a cannon. He can shoot in every direction. It has multiple ways of powering itself up, whether if we're talking about electricity, ships. It's stated that they're powered by multiple sources, including kinetic energy produced by the twitching of your own muscles. It has a targeting system, if you're wondering about his accuracy, on why he's able to hit beings so far away. It can self-repair, and when the host of the suit is in danger, it will butt in to help. I mean, this what can happen to the host. I'm talking about being impaled like this. It would keep the host alive. And even though wild battle damage, thanks to his suit, it helped him be able to still fight. The jacket is always destroying germs. His suit can reroute power from one part of the suit to the other to help him out. This tech jacket can be placed on somebody at birth. It will mature, get older along with the host. It will straight up give the host fighting skills. On top of that, Zack, the host of the suit, he does intense training anyway, on top of him having this amazing suit. Oh yeah, and it has a way of self-destructing. The tech jacket can withstand a lot of heat, like re-entry heat. The armor is like a second set of eyes, because even if the host is asleep, it can still defend itself. Like I mentioned earlier in this video, this suit is symbiotic, so good luck trying to get it off once it's on you. Removing it could probably kill you, so it's best to just keep it on. I mean, why not keep it on? It lets you speak other languages because it's linked to this alien race's database, so it allows you to speak all kinds of stuff. I love the fact that this is something that will shave you on its own. You can choose for it not to shave you and stuff, but I just think stuff like this is convenient. He has toxin type gear. Don't you dare try to shoot him with a gun. You would even be surprised on how smart Zack is. But before I get going, I would like to hear what you learned new about this video. Did you enjoy yourself? I hope you did. Zack is impressive. Thanks for the donos. Like, share, subscribe, hype this video up. I'll see you later. I'm glad you are enjoying your time on the channel. Make sure you check out the playlist on the channel to see other How Strong videos. If you like what this channel is offering, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys later.